Hello, so this is more of a video discussion on the current Otome games I'm playing. It's basically how I feel about the love interests. So these are the top three Otome game I'm currently playing. I used to play a lot more. I played Voltage Game, Mr. Love, Queen Choice, Mystic Messenger, and Obey Me. But I kind of quit all those games and then I started to invest on these three instead. I would like to talk about the console Otome too, but currently I play mostly mobile Otome because they're just more easier to access. I just like lay down from work and I just turn on my phone and then I just read the stories and stuff. So yeah, this is a video about how I feel about the love interest, how what I like about them. Of course, there's some bias, because some of the love interest is not really my type too. So I have less info on them and I less likely pull on their card stories. So if anything I miss, please inform me. But yeah, so we're gonna start with Tears of Themis. And then we're gonna go to Love Rush Chronicles, and then we're gonna go to Love and D Space. So yeah, we're gonna start with my favorite ally first, and then to my least favorite ally. Tears of Themis, I played this game for a very long time. I'm a day one player at Tears of Themis, and I enjoy the game, and I still do. I'm a bit behind on the story, but overall, I love the card stories. So here is my favorite love interest is Marius von Hayen. He is the younger guy trope. He often call you Onechan or Jeje in Chinese. So I really like it. I really like what he call us Onea-san. It's really sweet. I never thought he would be my favorite. To be honest, I thought Artem would be my favorite because he's more of my type. But he become more of my type because he's very playful too. But yeah, he's definitely have a younger guy trope. So he's very bratty, a little bit kiddish. But at the same time, he also had that CEO trope. So he could be mature at times. So the gap movie is really cute. There's definitely a Cinderella trope in the story. There's like a financial gap. He definitely come from old money, so his family is fairly rich. And he is also a very famous artist. He is Z, so that's cool. I like artists because I am an artist myself. His story also have a story. His story theme is also like freedom versus duty trope, where he wants to be free from his duty from his family, right? And his brother was this is a little bit of spoiler, but his brother went missing, so he had to fill up those shoes. So there's a lot of freedom versus duty theme in his story. Uh, I really like it because he also has a very playful personality. I thought he will be a playboy, but he's not really a playboy. He's more like a I guess you could say a little younger devil trope where he's very flirty and cutesy, but at the same time you know he doesn't go playing around. The most of the love interest isn't much of a red flag, to be honest. Most of the love interest in Tears of Thebes are green flags. So if you really love that type of romance where there's less red flags, Tears of Thebes is a game for you. At the beginning, I thought Arto would be my favorite because Arto is like a kudere a little bit more like very cute kudere, I guess. I don't have to explain it. He's stoic, but then you could tell he's very cute and clumsy, and that's usually my type in Otome games. I really like the very clumsy personality because I guess in a way it kind of relates to me a little bit. But Marius, he just show up so much in my polls that I read his card and I really started to like him. And plus, he is a very contrast on my personality. He's very playful. He's very extroverted. He's very cutesy. He's really to flirt, and maybe that's why I like that extroverted because I myself personally is an introvert. But yeah, he flirts. I like his flirty and his back and forth with Rosa. I think they're a very great dynamic. Rosa is basically great with anybody, to be honest. She's a very cool MC. So the similarity to other love interests in different games. So basically, I say he is very similar to Raphael. The purple theme, very similar. An artist, a very rich artist. and they kind of eccentric in a way as well. But I feel like Marius is more mature than Raphael, or at least carry himself more mature. While Raphael carries more to the eccentric and bratty-ish side. Of course, Raphael has a darker secret, but I just say like the vibe they're going to. Which is ironic because Raphael is my least favorite love interest in Love and Deep Space, while Marius is my favorite love interest in Tears of Themis. And they're kind of very similar in many ways, but kind of dissimilar in some other ways too. Yeah, but I say they carry themselves kind of differently, but at the same time, there's a lot of similarity with them. Lars, I think he's quite similar to Lars. Both are kind of rich CEO type characters, uh, and both are pretty eccentric, and both value or want freedom. Lars is a very eccentric character. He's a CEO, and Lars, you think he's a playboy similar to Marius, but he's not. He's very eccentric and very positive. So I think these two, he and Marius are pretty similar, which is maybe why I like Lars second in Love Rush Chronicles. But yeah, I really like his playful personality, his eccentricity, and at the same time, I also like his when he gets serious too, and he is pretty cunning as well. So I really like Marius in Tears of Davis. He's like my favorite love interest. So my second favorite is Luke Pierce. And usually when I pull cards, I will usually aim for Marius priority, and Luke is my second priority. So Luke has the childhood friend and pseudo family trope. I guess you could call it pseudo incest. Basically, your step bro, but not really your bro, cause they're not blood related, you know. But I think his spoiler is that his family died, and the MC family kind of adopted him. Maybe the translation changed. I don't know, cause they did retranslated it for Caleb in Love and Deep Space on the brother thing, but that's how I read it in the game. So he and MC kind of raced together for a fairly long time, and I think they're very cute together. And so the running theme about them is they have that Sherlock and Watson thing going on, where they're partners, right? So I think that's really sweet. They have like more of a partnerish relationship compared like the power is not very like one is not overpowered than the other. I think that's really sweet. He's very knightly and overprotective. And his story is one of the most angstiest story in my opinion. Of course, I don't go further with Vin's story, so I wouldn't know if he's the angstiest of all Li in Tears of Themis. Well, don't quote me on it because I'm not very thorough with Vin's story, but so far the story I read with the other three, he sees like his story is the most angstiest, and maybe that's why it kind of draw me to me my second favorite. To be honest, I thought he would be my last favorite because he has that puppy dog kind of a younger guy look, even though he is kind of the same age as Rosa, and Marius is the younger guy, but he has more of a baby face. So I thought he would be my least favorite, but his story was so good. It's so angsty. I love angst in Otome because I think angst just make the story very nice, very good, and his Japanese voice actor is one of my favorite voice actor in a Otome game. I think his name is Yuki Kaiji. I think his voice is really nice in Japanese. He's definitely have that puppy dog look, and he's very bright. But of course, since he's very angsty, he has a dark side. He's very protective, and he's very bright at the first appearance. So similarity of which ally he's similar to, I say he is similar to Caleb, and very similar to Caleb in the pseudo incest thing and the childhood friend thing, I guess, because they both kind of raised together as kind of like siblings. And of course, he's very overprotective of the MC. He's very bright, and their color theme is very warm color, very yellow, red. Sounds like Caleb is a little purple too, because he is summer and sunset. So I feel like their themes are very similar, and they have that puppy dog vibe as well. So yeah, I think Caleb and him is very, very similar in some way. Also, they have some spy military thing background going on there too. But yeah, Kale has that pseudo incest thing too. Kale is more like a mentor, I believe, or a guardian, and then like they fall in love. So he has that going, and of course he has that military theme going a little bit as well. But he's not as similar to compared to. I think Caleb is way more similar than Kale. Kale is more elegant type, more of a pretty boy type compared to Luke. Next is Alcade, and I think Alcade is more of a very overprotective, but I think Alcade is the least similar to him. Uh, Both Alcade, Caleb, and Luke is a little bit self-sacrificey as well, and I think they're over. I'm not sure how overprotective Luke is, but Caleb and Alcade, I think they super protective to the point where they could go to they kind of cross the line a little bit. I'm not sure how protective Luke is. I don't remember if there's any instance where he crossed that line of protectiveness towards Rosa. And I think the angsty story is what draw me to Luke a lot, and then I started to really like this his cute puppy dog personality too, and he's very sweet, and I started to really like that type of personality, and I think because I started to really like him. I started to like characters similar to Caleb a little bit. But yeah. But yes, Caleb and him is super similar compared to the other three. Well, both are very bright. They're very sunny at first glance, but then they have a dark inner turmoil, trauma inside. They have that pseudo family, pseudo incest trope a little bit, and very overprotective with the MC. There's so many similarity towards him and Caleb, and maybe that's why I like Caleb a lot in Love and Deep Space as well. So next is Artem Wing, and I thought he would be my favorite because tend to be like very cooter personality, and I usually like cooter personality in my Otome games because most of my favorite love interests in the console Otome game are cooteres. I don't, I he's very like his story is loss of coworker theme a little bit because he and the MC are both lawyer in the same firm. He respects Rosa, and I think that's pretty cool. And there's lots of it is the thing I love about his story is how he and Rosa kind of respect each other as coworkers. So if you like career romance, very sweet, you will definitely like his story. He's a very sweet character. To be honest, angst wise, I don't think he's that angsty. To be honest, I have some of his cards. It's not that bad, and I think he's one of the cutest character in the Tears of Themis. He's very clumsy in love. The thing about him and Luke are similar is they know Rosa at the beginning of the story because Lucas and Rosa are childhood friends, while Artem is Rosa co-worker. So they worked together before. They're still working together. He's very clumsy in love. I think he have a crush on Rosa at the beginning, and then he tried in his I guess his row. He tried to confess, and he's super clumsy. It's just really cute. He's one of the cooteries that is not the cold kind, more like he is stoic, but he's very soft and very kind. He just doesn't know how to portray his feelings a lot. And I feel like their romance is pretty mature because, like I said, they have like a very co-worker office romance going on, and yeah. Similarity, I think these three characters are pretty similar in certain ways with Artem. Xavier has that co-worker thing with the MC going on, similar to Arthur Wynn have that co-worker relationship. Zave, they're I say they're very similar. As in they're kind of distant at the beginning, but then they're very warm and cute and sweet when you broke down the ice. While Artem is more on the sweet kind. He's never that cold to the MC at the beginning. Like I said, he's more stoic. Zayn is just much more colder compared to Artem. Alcade is very sweet and kind, and I feel like it's similar to Artem, sweet and kind. Alcade is more reserved. He's more of a nice guy. I think some people think he's kind of boring at the beginning, but if you break down the ice, he is pretty playful. But yeah, I think Arto. I think to be honest, none of these three characters is that similar to Arto. They just have some aspect that is similar to Artem. Like Xavier, Xavier's a bit of a weirdo. He's a sleepy boy, mysterious. But besides the co-worker relationship, he's not that similar to Artem. Zayd, besides being cold, he's cold and he's sweet. And then when you break down the ice, he's really sweet. But he's not that similar to Artem in my opinion. He has just that one aspect that is similar to him. Similar to they have certain aspects that's similar but not really similar. I can't find a character that I play that is super. There's a lot. Actually, there is some console Otome LI that is similar to Artem, but right now it's not in my mind right now, and it's hard to explain all this. You know, I'm not very eloquent with my words. So yeah, so surprisingly, he is my third favorite. I still like him. I really like his personality. Like I say, I always like the Kuderes or the very reserved love interest in Otome game. I think it's just so really sweet when they show like affection that's more subtle, not over exaggerated compared to the other love interests. So Vin Richter, if I pronounce that name right, is the my least favorite. I don't think I can relate to him that much, to be honest, or have a connection with him that much. But he has that love at first sight thing going on. He and Marius, so Artem and Luke, they kind of know real Rosa before the main storyline. Vin and Marius, they kind of have that stranger to lovers trope where they don't really meet each other at the beginning, but then they start to fall for her as the time goes by. He has the European, princely, elegant vibe towards him. You can tell how the way he looks. He's very elegant. He's very pretty. He has that scholarly personality. He's pretty logical, and he's pretty funny too. If you see in the main story when they're in the group, he does make fun of Marius a lot. He is a psychologist, so he does help. He is very logical, and very observant. But like I said, he isn't my favorite love interest, so I don't have that much cards of him. So I have not much input on him that much. So the thing he is similar to Xavier is he has that prince thing going on. Xavier is the prince, so they have that princely European stuff go on their theme. So I think that's what he's similar to with Xavier. Zane, they're both kind of like in the, I guess in the, not medical because he's a psychologist, more like a like a how you say scholarly field. He's a doctor, cardiac, and while Vin is a psychologist in a way. Uh, very logical. I think both of them are kind of logical. Besides that, I don't think they're that much similar. Clarence and him are kind of similar. Larry's alternative, because Lover's Chronicle has lots of alter version, is rather cold and logical, and I think Vin does have that logical. He is pretty logical, but at the same time, if you know him more, he's kind of illogical in a way. But yeah, I think Clarence might be have the most similarity to him, which is why they're not really my type. I'm not really into this the stoic logical type, to be honest. But yeah. Like I said, I don't have that much cards of him, so I don't have that much input on him. He's like I said, I still like him, but to me, his story doesn't vibe with me that much compared to the others. Oh, I forgot. He is a little bit cunning as well. I think he kind of tricked Rosa in some way. He's very cunning, very tricksy, and I tricks her. I think he's a little bit manipulative in some of his cards. So there's that too. But so far, like I say, I don't have any deep dive. I don't have that much info on him, so I can't put that much input. So yeah. So that's it for the Tears of Themis cast. Like I said, most of them are pretty green flaggish. They're not. There's no like very red flags in any of the love interests in Tears of Themis. Like I said, they do have trauma and stuff, but I don't think it's that as not that brutal or not as dark. So Love Rush Chronicle is next, and Love Rush is very angsty. I think it's much more angstier than Tears of Themis. Lots of death, betrayal, and lots of stuff going on in Love Rush. So if you want to date red flags, I think Love Rush have that aspect of the red flags for you because the alternate of the LIs, the Empire version, are pretty much red flags in there. Yeah, but yeah, the Love Rush has so many alternate universes, universes, and they're all kind of canon in a way because there's different timeline and stuff, and each alternate version of the LI shows like different aspect of them. So you have to. So it's hard to put the trope in because I know there's some car story of Alkei he go on full on Yandere. So like I said, there's a lot of aspect of Love Rush, and if you really like very complex situation, that's the game for you. If you really like angsty story, lots of moral testing story, uh, Love Rush is definitely a good game to explore. So Alcade is my favorite out of the game. His modern version is a green flag. His Empire version, which I play, which there's an event that I just finished playing. So much red flags in that character that is very entertaining. I personally like to date red flags and green flag, the most reddest flag and the most greenest flag in a Otome game because I think the red flags are pretty interesting too, while the green flag is more like something that I like. I like really soft things, so yeah. So Arcade has that I think he has love at first sight. He has this rescue romance. MC rescued him and then he kind of likes her. It has like the love of first sight thing. Kale was there too, but I guess he ignored Kale. He's into photography, astronomy, and he really likes nature. Lots of his alternate version loves nature, so that's going on with him. He is very princely, very knightly, and he's a nice guy at the beginning. But if you defrost him, he's really pretty playful and flirty. I don't think defrosting is the right word, but yeah, he's very self-sacrificing. He self-sacrificed a lot in his alternate versions, but I think lots of Li do self-sacrifice in their story as well. He is overprotective, and sometimes he goes too far. I guess with that, he kind of similar to Caleb in that way. He kind of go a little far, and I think some of his alternate versions kind of go further. But yeah, and he hide his true self. He knows more than we think. He has that secret spy thing going on with his story as well. My favorite alter version of him is in Eden. He is a villain in Eden version, and I think his story is very complex and very very not heartwarming, heartbreaking. It's because he's so like elegant and reposed, and then he's actually have something like broken in him. So I found it very interesting. His prefect luminary, his villain self, is kind of sociopathic and cruel. He's very unhinged in a way, and it's very interesting to be honest. I really like that that cycle, or that those type of character, how they fall in love with the MC is pretty interesting. And yeah, his Prefect Luminary, if you're interested on dating red flag, you could play Love Rush, because there's the red flags version of all the allies. So yeah, there's so many alternate stories about in Love Rush. Even there's a lot of alternate card story as well, where the story is completely different from the main stories. Because the main story, even though there's alternate world, it kind of follows a path in a way, while the alternate card story is completely new characters. Even the MC is completely different, because in the main story is it's all one MC, and in the card alternate story the MC is like a different character. Similarity, so I say the vibe, Vin and him, kind of similar, very elegant, repose. At the same time, they have a very composed personality. I say Luke and Caleb kind of similar to him with the overprotectiveness, and like they look fine on the outside. Like he's very kind and sweet on the outside, but inside he's kind of broken in a way, similar to that. Raphael, he's kind of similar with the artistic thing. He into photography, astronomy, and nature. He's very artsy. He likes collecting stamps and stuff like that, similar to Raphael. But overall, I think all these LI that I put similar, they're not that similar to him. Just has some aspect of similarity to him. I don't think they're perfectly similar compared to, like, Luke and Caleb are very similar to each other. Raphael and Marius are very similar to each other. For me, in at least the mobile game I'm playing, I don't see any character that's that similar to him. Only just certain aspect that is similar. So here is Lars, and he is my second favorite. Lars is the oldest human love interest in the Love Rush Chronicles. There's like a 8-year age gap thing. He's like 27, and I believe MC just started college, so she's like 19 or 20. But yeah, I mean the love gap. Yeah, 8 years. I don't It's not bad, I guess. Plus, MC isn't really exactly human. I'm not sure if she ages. And there's some stuff where she goes. There's a lot of timeline mumble jumble going on. She might be older than she looks now, to be honest. But yeah. He is a rich CEO, and he is very bright, sunny, and a bit goofy. He's very eccentric. Very positive vibe going on. I think the great contrast is Luke, Caleb, and him. So Luke and Caleb, they're bright and sunny in the outside, but they're very traumatic in the inside. Has deep, sorrowful trauma. While Lars, he is he's bright and sunny and goofy, right? But I say if something traumatic comes up, or something that is bad, he always find something positive about them. He has a very strong mentality. I guess that's what I see. And there's some cards that or card story that shows that, and I really like that personality of his. He is the fanboy. He's a fanboy. He likes the MC artwork and her story, her comics. So yeah, he's very funny. He likes weird clothing, flamingo shirts, and then he likes shoujo mangas as well. He's very eccentric. He comes out very playboyish, but he's not really a playboy. Pretty much, most of the LI here are well, the modern LI here are pretty much green flag. Maybe Kale is a little iffy, but most of them are pretty much green. The modern version, pretty much green flags. Modern versions are basically their the one that we're really dating, in my opinion. And their alternate version is more like their different self in different worlds. So my favorite alternate version of him is Neil Lars. Neil Lars is the kind of opposite of Lars, because most of the Lars, like I say, they're very positive. Even though something happened or something bad happens to them, they kind of find the bright side of everything. Neil Lars is more depressing. But There's a reason for it. There's a huge reason for it, but you have to find out in the story. My favorite story is actually his Diatorum story, and that is more of modern Lars. At Diatorum, it shows. I feel like it shows so much Lars' personality and his charisma and how he sees things. And like modern Lars or the modern world is not as like angsty compared to alternate worlds. So when you see the modern Lars go to an alternate world, and it has like he's going to more like trauma, and he still see the positive sides of thing, or see he has a strong will. I started to really like his character a lot in that story. I feel like I really like very bright characters, to be honest, because I really love Caleb, I like Luke, and now I really like Lars. So yeah, I think I really like bright and sunny characters. Uh, so let's go to the similarity. So he's pretty similar to Marius, as in he has the CEO vibe, the eccentric vibes. He's very eccentric, and both Marius and him are pretty hardworking, even though they don't appear to be so. Because, like I said, they're very eccentric, but they don't look like they don't look like they're hardworking. They kind of look like a playboy a little bit, but they're really hardworking characters, and they're very playful. They're very flirty as well. Similar to Raphael, where you think he's goofy and he's funny, but he has a darker side, of course. I think they're pretty similar as well in a way. Uh, Raphael, yeah, Raphael is goofy and he's rich. But I think he's more similar to Marius, where they have more of the CEO vibes. They have to work. They have to work, and they have to carry themselves in a certain way, but at the same time they still have their eccentricity and their goofiness still. I really like how they outward try to pursue the MC in a way. Lars is very flirty. He gets jealous of a little kid. I think he's really cute. And same thing as Marius, where he kind of goofy get jealous of a cat. It's really cute. I really like those type of characters. So Caleb and him is similar in a way, and also Marius is the freedom thing going on their theme, where Caleb wants freedom for MC and him. Marius wants freedom with his art, his hobbies, and his duties a little bit. While Lars, he values freedom of all else, I think. I feel like there's a lot of freedom themes in Lars. Like there's one card that is about him being a pirate, how he wants to freely sail the seas, or he'd rather not stuck in a cage. He has a lot of freedom coming into his story, and which I really like. And I like how he support the MC a lot. He give her help, and he support her to freely express herself and pursue her goals. So that's one aspect I really like about Lars. Um, but yeah, but to be honest, Caleb is probably the least likely similar to him. The only thing that's going on is that freedom theme in their in their story. But yeah, I really like Lars. And he and Alcaid fight first place. The reason why Alcaid is probably first is because I like him first. I had this loyalty things going on in here. But yeah, like I say, Lars is like one of my Lars and Alcaid is like butting heads. I pretty much like them kind of equally. Another thing I really like about Lars is his voice acting. I think his voice acting plays really well on the playfulness. I really like that. The Japanese voice acting. Lars and Marius, I really love their Japanese VA because they're pretty playful, and I think they portray it really well. So yeah, I mean, I play most of these games mostly in Japanese VA. So I noticed the video is a little bit long. It's already 34 minutes. So I kind of lost track of all my yapping. But yeah, so it's gonna be part two for this because I don't want this video to be like an hour long, to be honest. So yeah, hopefully you like this video, and thank you for watching.